a missing teenage girl, a rising music star, and a case that shocked millions across America. In September 2025, authorities in Los Angeles made a horrifying discovery inside an abandoned Tesla connected to singer D4VD. What started as a strange investigation soon became one of the most talked about true crime cases of 2026. This is the story of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was a young teenager from Lake Elsinore, California. Friends and family described her as energetic, emotional, and creative. But behind the scenes, her life had become increasingly complicated. According to investigators, Celeste had connections to older people in Los Angeles, connections that would later become central to a criminal investigation. As months passed, concerns about her safety continued to grow. Then suddenly, she disappeared. In September 2025, an abandoned Tesla sitting in an impound lot drew attention after workers reported a terrible odor coming from the vehicle. When authorities searched the car, they discovered human remains. The investigation quickly intensified. Soon after, officials identified the victim as Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The shocking discovery immediately made national headlines. But one detail changed everything. The Tesla was reportedly connected to rising music artist D4VD, whose real name is David Burke. At the time, D4VD was one of the fastest rising young artists in America. His music had exploded online. Millions streamed his songs. His emotional style and mysterious image helped him build a massive fan base. But as investigators looked deeper into the case, disturbing allegations began to emerge. According to prosecutors, Burke had known Celeste for years. Authorities later claimed the relationship between the two was inappropriate and potentially criminal. The internet exploded with rumors, theories, and speculation. And suddenly, one of music's rising stars became the center of a murder investigation. For months, investigators remained mostly silent. But behind the scenes, detectives were building a timeline. According to reports, investigators collected digital evidence, surveillance footage, phone records, and forensic evidence connected to the case. Authorities also investigated alleged communication between Burke and Celeste before her disappearance. Meanwhile, online communities became obsessed with the mystery. Every social media post, every leaked detail, every rumor was analyzed. Some people believed investigators already had enough evidence. Others questioned whether prosecutors could fully prove what happened. But by early 2026, the case suddenly took a dramatic turn. In April 2026, authorities arrested David Burke. Prosecutors accused him of murder and several additional crimes connected to Celeste's death. According to officials, investigators believed Celeste had threatened to expose details about their relationship. Prosecutors claimed Burke wanted to protect his public image and music career. Burke pleaded not guilty. His legal team denied the accusations and promised to fight the charges in court. The case immediately became one of the biggest true crime stories in America. News coverage exploded. Social media debates intensified. And the public demanded answers. Online reactions were intense. Some people were shocked that a famous musician could be connected to such a disturbing case. Others warned against rushing to conclusions before a trial. The case spread across TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, and true crime forums. Millions followed every update. Theories flooded the internet. Some focused on digital evidence. Others discussed unanswered questions surrounding the investigation. But through all the noise and controversy, one thing remained clear. A young girl had lost her life, and her family was still searching for justice. Celeste's family later released emotional statements after the arrest. They thanked investigators and supporters who kept attention on the case. The family also requested privacy as court proceedings continued. For them, the headlines and internet discussions were not entertainment. This was personal. This was loss. And no matter what happened in court, their lives had changed forever. As of 2026, the legal battle continues. Prosecutors say they have strong forensic and digital evidence. The defense continues to deny responsibility. The case remains under intense public attention. If convicted, Burke could face life in prison. But until the trial concludes, many questions still remain unanswered. What exactly happened behind closed doors? What evidence will jurors eventually see? And will the full truth ever be known? The Celeste Rivas Hernandez case became more than just another headline. It became a story about fame, power, secrecy, and tragedy. As the court process continues, millions are still watching closely. But at the center of this case is a teenage girl whose life ended far too soon. And for her family, the search for justice is far from over.